Hello and welcome to Blytheway Business News, where today we're joined by an old friend, Ryan McDermott, who's Chief Executive of Phoenix Copper. You may remember that Phoenix Copper operates in Idaho, USA, is listed in London on the AIM market with a ticker of PXC, but is also listed in North America on the OTC market. Whenever Ryan comes on the program, we're always amazed at how many metals he's got in Idaho. He's got gold, he's got copper, he's got zinc. But today we're going to start with something different. We talk about cobalt, one of the new battery metals, one of the green metals. And you've done some exciting things with cobalt this week, Ryan. You've done an earn-in agreement with First Cobalt. Give us a quick recap what that means, please.
Oh, you bet, Tim. So one of our two cobalt projects in the Idaho Cobalt Belt, the property is named Red Castle, adjoins First Cobalt's Iron Creek property directly to the east. So we've signed an earning agreement with First Cobalt, wherein they have a work commitment of $3 million. That's spread over 5 years, as well as cash payment and shares from First Cobalt to Phoenix. This really will give us the opportunity to have the property explored by a cobalt producer, and a cobalt producer that's already well entrenched in the area. So rather exciting.
So they know their cobalt, they know the area. I'm sure many viewers would rather see cobalt coming out of the USA than perhaps the peoples out of the Congo, so it's going to be more ethically sourced. If this moves ahead, the cobalt coming out of Idaho, what could it mean for Phoenix's shareholders?
Well, in the agreement, we would retain a 25% interest in the project should First Cobalt meet all of their work commitments. First Cobalt also owns the only cobalt refinery in North America that's located in Ontario, Canada. So it would be a good deal for Phoenix on a number of fronts. The capital cost to get involved would be significantly less because we wouldn't have to build a refinery in the U.S. And we don't have to use our own treasury for any exploration here in the first 5 years.
Okay, so hopefully you can move the cobalt forwards with First Cobalt. That leaves you and the team free to focus on what's going to happen at the Empire Mine, which is the key asset I suppose we've been focusing on for the last year or so, the copper gold deposit at Empire. I was reading only the other day, less than 1% of that property is being developed or explored, but I know you're moving it forward. Give us an update on what your own plans are now at the Empire Mine.
You bet. Well, one of the magic parts of the First Cobalt deal is that it does allow us to work on that property, which is our holding, not using our own treasury, allowing us to focus entirely on the Empire project, which is our flagship operation, as you know. So here in the short term, we have 3 drilling programs planned for the summer on the holdings in and around Mackay. The first on June 3rd, next week, in fact. A second drill rig, a core rig, showing up on the middle of June. That will drill Red Star, Horseshoe, and the deep Empire sulfides. And then in July, we'll have a third reverse circulation drill rig arrive, and that will drill Navarre Creek.
Now, the Empire
lots of news flow to come.
The Empire Mine was a producing mine. You're hoping to bring it into production next year. Is that still the plan?
The plan as it currently stands is end of 2022. We are issuing or submitting a plan of operations for the final permitting stage at the end of June this year. So all goes well, we'll be in a position to have a record of decision and a construction path in mid-2022.
Before we let you go, you mentioned news flow. What should we be looking out for in the coming months?
Well, we'll obviously have the results of drilling. We're also running some geophysical surveys, both at Red Star and Navarre Creek. We'll issue news on those results later in the summer. So it should be a busy year.
Thanks, Ryan. That was Ryan McDermott from Phoenix Copper, but telling us about the new developments in cobalt that the company's just entered into, and also giving us a bit more detail on the progress of the Empire Copper Gold Mine, also in Idaho. That's it from Blytheway Business News for this edition. Thanks for watching.